Once upon a time in 4th century BCE, in the royal court of the The-naa nun-the, Pun-dith Vishnugupta advised the king to form a nation-wide collaboration to combat approaching foreign aggression. Hating the idea to beg others for an alliance, the king in his pride and arrogance not only ridiculed the scholar's concern, but also discredited him. Humiliated and enraged, Vishnugupta untied his top knot and vowed not to tie it again until the king realized his folly and repented on his knees. During that time, the nun-the was at the peak of his power and his empire had dominance across the nation, stretching from Punjab to Bengal. The legends of its military capabilities were so brutal and barbaric that even Alexander's troops were afraid to face them in battle. Against all these odds, Vishnugupta stood challenging the king. This humiliation sowed the seed for the birth of the greatest empire that Indian soil has ever seen. As one of the legends goes, Vishnugupta was never interested in the position of king. He thus chose to remain in the shadows and help others become one. So he started searching for a person worthy of being a king. While wandering, he saw a pregnant daughter of a village chief in pain, and he offered her medical care, on the condition that her child would belong to him. Chandragupta was born to this lady. When he grew up, Vishnugupta came to his village and saw young Chandragupta playing with his friends. He was being their king and they were his subjects. To test this kid, Vishnugupta went and asked this king for shelter and food. Chandragupta in return questioned, "What wisdom do you possess that could be of value to my kingdom?" He said, "As king, if you please me, consider your wish granted." Vishnugupta was impressed by his wittiness. He then took this young lad to Takshashila and trained him for around 8 years about the ways of politics, strategy, warfare, and everything that would need to become an ideal ruler. The bond between them became strong and powerful. Vishnugupta and Chandragupta wasted no time and immediately started to establish their order in the region with a vision of one nation. They allied with local rulers and chieftains, hired mercenary bands, raised an army of their own, and began to make small victories. Vishnugupta was now ready for what he had been waiting for so long. Then they began their campaign from the border territories, making small victories as they closed in towards the throne. Their army and their alliances grew in size and strength, and eventually, they reached the nun-the capital, and what followed was a bitter war of Vishnugupta defeating the nun-the and occupying control of his kingdom. After this ferocious battle, the nun-the was exiled, and Chandragupta was coronated as the Emperor of Maurya, at age of 21. Vishnugupta's mission was accomplished, so he tied his top knot. He became the state's chief advisor and people called him Chanakya for his brilliance and boldness. And that is how the once ridiculed Pundit Vishnugupta became Chanakya and along with Chandragupta, formed one of the greatest empires the Indian soil has ever seen.